Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to sit down and talk to you about my personal experiences with intermittent fasting. This is something that I have done for really quite a few years now and really noticed the benefits, and that's something that I wanted to share with you. I am in no way a nutritionist or a dietary advisor. I just wanted to share the things that worked for me and what I feel the benefits are of intermittent fasting. So firstly, I am not really structured about the fasting time that I do. I generally have finished eating by about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, but I don't generally check that time or log that time. I just know that on a general day-to-day basis, that's sort of the time that I would finish eating. And then I do not eat anything at all until lunchtime the next day. Now, generally lunchtime the next day for me on a teaching day would be 12 o'clock. So if I take that from 8 o'clock the previous evening, we're looking at 16 hours of fasting. Sometimes on a treatment day, my lunch might not be until 1 or sometimes 2 o'clock. And so then that will be a longer period of time. So again, I'm not particularly strict or structured about the fasting time. I just take it from the last thing that I eat, and I try not to eat too late in the evening until I'm able to have my lunch the next day. During that fasting time, I will only allow myself to drink water, drink a herbal tea, or possibly a black coffee if I'm going on a long run. And I will break my fast with my lunch, which usually on a work day consists of a really varied diet looking at fat, carbohydrates and protein intake, and making sure that that is really balanced. So generally on a work day that would consist of Greek yogurt for my calcium, fat, and so full fat Greek yogurt and protein, cheese for protein and gain calcium, some grapes which would give me some nutrients, some vitamins and minerals, some mixed nuts for fibre and protein again, and then usually some sort of ready salted crisps or crackers, something that's going to give me carbohydrates and some salts as well. And that for me is a perfect breaking my fast meal. For the rest of the day from then, I will be mindful of what I eat. So generally I might want some sort of snack in the afternoon around 3 o'clock. That might be Brazil nuts or a banana, or perhaps a milky coffee just to see me through. And then in the evenings, I would eat a well-balanced meal. We are doing HelloFresh at the moment and have been for about the last year. So those meals are again very balanced in nutrients. They range from perhaps pasta dishes or meatball dishes, or potato-based dishes, but generally really balanced between carbohydrates, fats and proteins. I will then allow myself a treat in the evenings, usually a fun-sized chocolate bar, some Jaffa cakes with a cup of tea, and that'll be the last thing that I eat. So what do I find the personal benefits of intermittent fasting for me? Remember, this isn't something I'm advocating or telling anybody to do. It's not a way that I count calories or try to lose weight. For me, it just has so many benefits that outweighs the negatives. First of all, the hunger hormone, ghrelin. I didn't really know about this hormone until I'd read about it as part of some intermittent fasting research that I'd done. Now, this hormone is the hormone that makes us hungry and tells us that we need to eat. The interesting thing about this hormone is that when this hormone is released, you can't feel down or depressed or lethargic or can't be bothered to do anything. If you think back in caveman times when we couldn't just nip to the shop to get food, that hunger hormone would be the instigator to needing to get out and make a kill or forage for something. You needed energy, you needed bravery, you needed that spirit to be able to know that you could go out and forage or make a kill for that food that you needed. So I find, and from what research says, is that ghrelin, that hunger hormone, actually is a really good antidepressant and anti-anxiety hormone. It makes me feel the most productive. You ask me to do anything in the morning, I will get it done. And I feel it's that hunger hormone release that gives me that productivity level, that energy, that fighting spirit to be as productive as possible in the morning. As soon as I've eaten lunch, I'm actually not that good for the rest of the day. So for me, the morning is the most productive time of my day, and really benefits my workload and my positivity in what I'm doing at that moment. I also train fasted. So every morning I will perform some sort of cardiovascular or resistance training, and I do that completely fasted. Again, I know there's different schools of thought, but this is something that really works for me. I feel energized. Of course I feel hungry. My tummy is really rumbling for most of the morning, but I'm able to ignore that feeling and not only have fasted through the night and for part of the following day, but trained on that fasted as well. For me, it works really well. I don't feel lethargic. I don't feel weak or shaky at all. And so again, lots of schools of thought, but for me, that works really well. The only time that might not be the case is at a weekend if I'm doing or performing a long run. I will have a black espresso to start off before the run, and then I will take carbohydrate gels with me to fuel, only if I'm doing over 10 miles. And you know what? Lastly, it just makes me really enjoy food. So many people say to me, how can you eat the same thing for lunch every single day without getting bored? And you know what? Because by lunchtime, I am so hungry, anything I eat just tastes like the best thing ever. So I can eat exactly the same lunch 7 days a week, which I don't, but for the majority of the time I do, and it absolutely is the best thing I've ever tasted. You ask anybody that sees me eat, I will lick every part of that Greek yogurt out of its pot until every morsel is gone, because it just tastes like the best thing I have ever eaten. In summary, like I've said, I am not an expert in this at all, and I'm just giving my personal opinion. In my mind, the digestive system is one of the systems that really in our modern day eating patterns never has a rest. If we're eating breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner, a snack, and eating into the evening, or late into the evening, there's really no time that our digestive system has that ability, I feel, to rest and repair and restore. I feel that by fasting for that period of time, I'm able to divert blood away from digesting food and actually to other organs and systems of my body, my sensory organs, my brain and my muscles. And that is what feels so repairing to my body. Please let me know in the comments below if you have tried or dabbled in some fasting. This is the longest I've fasted. 16 to 18 hours is the longest that I've been. I have and would like to try fasting for longer, although I'm just not entirely sure that I would be able to cope with that. So please let me know what your experiences of that have been, and it's definitely something that I would look into trying in the future. I will look forward to looking at more content relating to diet and exercise and the things that work for me in the future. So please click here to subscribe to my channel.